Okay, all right. Okay, welcome back. It's fine. Sometimes I don't know what to say. We are making good progress on this. Maybe it works. Underground AC system. That makes it sound real pro, doesn't it? It's not really a system. It's a freaking trench. And a bunch of 6-inch PVC pipes and elbows and all that stuff. Let's see. Last week, I think we finished digging the trench. We cut a hole through the wall, still haven't cleaned that stuff up. Kind of pinned a piece of pipe in there with some couplings. I think I may have gotten this piece arranged so that it will go with that 45 down to around there. We'll have to see. And then we're gonna run, what is it, maybe another 60 feet. And then I accidentally, I think, dug a little deep right there and kind of came back up. So yeah, maybe we're gonna pop this out about where that tree is. And we think this thing has enough run as it goes down the hill here that any condensation inside of it is gonna drip out the end. We gotta make sure that happens. Or there will be probably giant mold problems down the line. So switch out the boots and hop into the trench. Oh yeah, well, I suppose I should say, just in case you haven't been watching along the last few videos, the idea of this is that if somehow you vent the hot air in the cabin out up high, somehow, probably through physics, it should suck cold air in from underneath the ground into the cabin, because it's too freaking hot to live in there in the summer. So in theoretically, this might take zero power, but if it doesn't, I think we're gonna be able to put a Ryobi fan in front of the pipe right where it comes into the cabin. And it's got, I mean, the air's gotta be cooler than, you know, the 80, 85 degrees it gets inside the cabin, right? Oh, I'm not very practiced at the art of PVCing, so I'm trying to figure my way through this. If you jam all this stuff fully together now, you would know exactly where the pipes were gonna go, but then you gotta be able to get them all back apart to glue them. And if you need to make adjustments, it's almost impossible. But you're trying to hit like an exact slope in here, an exact angle at the bottom. Not exactly sure how you measure all this out. Let's just stick this guy back on and see if we're close. Just need my Persuadinger. Going to my second tool shed here. I hate to tell you this, but there's not very good cell coverage down here. Come on, podcast, do your thing. I turned the Starlink back on, but the Jackery's recharging. Wow, I don't know if I can do this in silence. Still gotta cave it in some more. I only cooled down to 71 last night. It's 7:45 right now, and it's already close to mid-70s. Freaking stupid summer. But it's worth it. It's worth years of hating my life in the summers here. Just because if this works, I'm gonna be in heaven. They must sell a tool for this, right? I like chamfer these edges real nice. Oh yeah, I guess we don't want to get a bunch of water in these either, do we? Or will it still glue? It'll be a mess, that's for sure. I hate when this happens. I'm just standing here staring at this and no new ideas are coming to mind. I've switched out that joint about 5 different times. I've only got the 22s and the 45s, rotating this thing around different sections here, and we're pretty darn close down there. But because these joints are just barely fit together, you can get some flex in it, and this all has to come out pretty exactly at the bottom. I think I'm gonna have to freaking pound all of these together all the way down to there, make sure all the angles and links are perfect, and then try to get them back apart. He doesn't like the idea. I don't dare glue them now, you know, because if this one's off just a little bit, that needs to be twisted that way, it means I gotta shovel out the entire side of the channel. I'm just gonna have to make sure I can actually get these back apart with a hammer. I guess I could glue this all together in the wall. Then I'd be able to like push and pull on this thing without it popping out. I could glue that piece into there. And if all that's glued together, then I could tap this one back off. If that was off there, I could tap that one off all the way down. Are we gonna need to pull this out of the wall for any reason? The only thing would be the inside, that cap that's on there we weren't too sure of. I think we're gonna have to go for it. Oh man, we crushed this one on all the way. We need a pry bar or something. Oh, so good. Oh, oh, there we go. Let's see, so you gotta get goop about to there. I think this is the worst feeling morning yet this year. Sweat just won't even evaporate. Oh man, it's like one tall tree blocking my sunshine, and here it comes. This might be a short day. Yep, already got dog hair in it. Oh, gotta love that smell. I'm not sure this is going to be possible to put the rest of these together with one person. These bigger ones. Whoa. Don't get confused now. Oh, okay, that's getting a little bit strong. Whew. Might have over-gooped that a little bit. Oops, I missed a little spot. That's all right. Yeah, I think this is the only way to do this, because there's no way to press these together if you don't have them glued one by one. The good thing is, this is either above ground with no liquid going through it, just air, so if it's not perfectly sealed, that's fine. And underground, it's already prepared to have water, condensation in it, and to drain. So even if this wasn't glued very well, as long as it doesn't fully pop apart, it's not really gonna matter. The only problem is I just did the wrong one first. Now I gotta put this in from the inside and brace this on the inside instead of the outside like I did a couple days ago. That's a bad way to get going on this. I got an idea already. Don't you worry about us. We need a board or the jack. Since we're going to be in here for a couple minutes, get some of the moisture out of the air. Check this thing out. Every segment in the pipe, in the jack rather, comes within an inch. It's perfect. See if we can't either rip the countertop off or push that plumbing fitting right through the wall. It's not going anywhere. Good luck shoving that back in here. You staying in here, buddy? I'll leave the AC on for you. It's just soon enough, you know, we're just gonna spend all day inside the cabin. We're both gonna be wearing hoodies and fur slippers, maybe even ski goggles. You know, you take your rubber gloves off inside out and you let them dry. them back on. You remember the trick, right? When you turn them back right side out, you grab there and you squeeze, pop the fingers back out, and then put them back on. The problem is when it's 100% humid, they don't ever dry out. It's not much worse than that feeling. Well, there's two things worse, but let's not talk about them. Don't drip it on the cabin. Don't drip it. Yep, got it on the cabin. That's okay. Purple looks natural. Don't glue the cabin. Don't glue the cabin. I should have glued the other piece on. Oh well. It is what it is. Where did I just hear recently the difference between adhesive and cement? I think cement, there's nothing left in the joint other than the two things you're quote gluing together. So if you use adhesive to stick two things together, when it dries, there's adhesive in the two things. If you use cement, these two things are just permanently bound to each other. This is PVC cement. I think all that's in here is PVC and what's the word for it? Makes a solution, dissolves things, whatever the other thing is, evaporates. So all you've got left is PVC to PVC. I owe some YouTuber props for teaching me that recently, but I can't think of who it was. Maybe Steve Mould. What's it called? In a solution, you've got the solute and the solvent. Is it solvent? That can might just be PVC plus solvent. I could be wrong though. All right, so this goes on next. I think we gotta hammer this sucker together. Sure would be fun if I could use the digger somehow to put these together or tear them back apart. That's quite together. It shouldn't fall apart. Oh, you know what I just thunk of? This whole thing can turn in the wall. So I think I can glue this joint on. I'm pretty sure that's the one we're gonna use. Now let's see if we can get this back off. God, is that even moving? Oh yeah. I think this pipe might work. Oh yeah, we're gonna get that one out. You can't pound that out. That's good enough. All right, I think that's as close as I can get it. That looks vertical to me. As long as this is level or sloped, I say we just glue it. It looks just like what we want. A little bit sloped downhill. Anybody seen my pocket marker? One's always supposed to be with me so I don't have to keep climbing up out of this damn grave hole. Let's make sure we line all these up just right. Anybody seen my pocket hammer? You shouldn't be surprised if I just start floating. Okay. Come on, get on there. Oh, that's the worst. Uh-oh. Oh, might have got it far enough. I hope I got it straight. Yeah, there's no moving it now. Well, there's no moving it now. That's good, right? Looked at all the different ways to attach these all together and decided this was the best. And now I'm questioning my thoughts. It'd be way easier if you could start at the bottom and work your way up because you'd have gravity to put stuff on. But trying to push it up into stuff with any force is not so easy. Need some kind of like a come along or something. I could definitely get this one together with ratchet straps. I got it gooped, started, and then had to hook the straps up. I don't think there's enough time. Does anybody notice any humidity in the air or anything? It feels humid to me. It's just a little, I don't know, just a little bit wet. Well, it's nice to see that the channel here all drained pretty well. It is not so nice to see that a lot of that mud drained right into that pipe. You will set that one aside for later. All right, we have one thing we need to do this morning, one thing to accomplish. It's getting that giant piece of crap glued into that piece of crap. Now that I have this in my hands, I can tell this was a really dumb idea to do it this way. Oh, on the other hand, that kind of went right in. I think I still need to be able to get a good grip on this. That ought to allow us to pull it in there. Oh yeah, that's good. It's got to go in about up to there, ideally. Okay, here we go. One try. Come on, please go in, please go in. Yes! Yes! All the way in. Woo! Huge accomplishment. That is great. Nothing else today or in the near future will go that well. Look at that sucker right up to the line. Somebody did drip a little purple primer, but since it wasn't me, we don't care. The last giant hurdle is, does this one fit? It's angled a little bit up, so we could either dig out underneath it or just put it in and let it sit down and flex everything a little bit. Let's see, we don't want a hole there because then condensation would sit. I think we're gonna flex it all. Oh wow, that's mud all the way down. Hopefully that'll be the one we return. Oh yeah, baby. That was not bad at all. Maybe we'll keep it out of the water for a minute. Oh yeah, I just remembered the other part of that YouTube video about cement. I'll show you in a second. Oh, that's so satisfying. Oh God, the fumes. Wow. Man, I thought I was gonna get about 1 hour of work out here, but down in this trench, it feels great. I don't know if it's worth, yeah, it's worth breathing that stuff just to be cool. Man, I gotta put a cot down here or something. This is lovely. So I'm pretty sure it was a Steve Mould YouTube video. As I'm recalling, one of his viewers sent in a video of PVC cement falling in a puddle, and then he tried to figure out what exactly was going on. I'll make sure to link to that video in the description. You should watch it, it's wild, but let me ruin it for you. Here's a nice puddle. Is this a table? Sure is. Watch closely now. Oh, there it goes. Why is it spinning? Why is it doing crazy things? How freaking weird is that, huh? I won't attempt to explain it. Watch the video. And thanks to Steve Mould for making such interesting videos. I watch every one of them. Is it in? Must be. Kuiper, hello. Hello, Kuiper. Can you hear me, Kuiper? Hello. How do you get so much dirt up your nose all the time? You have a dirty nose. Why is your nose so dirty, Kuiper? Dirt nose. Kuiper. That dude's a clown. Oh my god. He's got like 3 more chunks and we'll be out of the hill. I am attempting to not fall down once in here today. Gotten close a couple times, but haven't face planted yet. You keeping a close eye on things? He's the boss. Just lays there and picks apart my work. All right, we got 5 chunks in there. And if we come down here, I don't know if you can tell, but it's gonna start, unless I guess I could bend it and just kind of come back downhill. Certainly wouldn't hurt anything. I just don't know if having an extra 10 or 20 feet of pipe, like 1.5 feet underground, is gonna do anything. I guess it can't hurt. Am I having the same thoughts over and over and over? I mean, I do, but I try not to say them to the camera, and then if I do, I try to edit them out. I mean, it would save basically like $50 a length. But if the air just came out like 2 degrees cooler, it's probably worth it. Let's see how much we can flex it and keep it coming down in the trench. Oh. Did you get hit? I had to give up on my podcast because every time I duck down, they'd cut out. I think I mentioned many weeks ago, I listened to a handful of Craig Ferguson's podcast called Joy. Every single episode he talks about Gore Vidal, sometimes multiple times an episode, so I started listening to him. I could only find a couple books on the free library apps I used, but I accidentally got a few months of Audible. By the time I canceled it, I had 3 credits, so right now I'm listening to Gore Vidal Creation. Very weird, very interesting. Not the kind of stuff I normally listen to, but I'm always up for suggestions, even if they're from celebrity talk show hosts. And the good thing is they play underground. You know, I don't know if I had this thought before, but just as I was falling asleep last night, not even thinking about this project, I think maybe I was daydreaming about the winter. Maybe I'd considered it before, but I bet you money where this pipe goes through the ground, I bet you it's gonna break every year. Oh yeah, and this end of it where it's only 1 foot or 2 underground, that's probably gonna get smashed by the ice too. I don't think I did think of that. Not sure what we're gonna do. I don't think the ground will freeze, I don't know, 5 feet down or something, but it'll definitely freeze 1 or 2 or 3 feet down. Yet again, maybe that's why people don't do this in wet climates and wet ground and very, very cold winters. I don't know if you noticed or wondered why I was doing that, but any rock like this big or bigger, I pulled out and they're all in the pile over there for the most part. My thinking was, I want to fill all this back in just with the dirt and maybe smaller rocks, stones, because if and when I have to dig all this up again, it'll be super easy to take the digger and just pull all this stuff out of here. Next late spring, early summer, when stuff starts to warm up, we'll pull the caps off of this, see if we get draft through it. If we don't, we'll dig it up and we'll figure something else out, like some kind of pipe inside a pipe or something. I don't know. Just don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. I find if you don't cultivate that kind of mindset, then you'd be not very willing to take on projects like this. You know, where you just dream something up and then start going at it. If you thought about all the ways it could fail, well, I guess that's why people spend the big money for electricity and an HVAC specialist to put in an air conditioner. Because even when this stuff completely fails, if this doesn't work at all, I mean, it sucks that I spent the money. I've learned a ton already. Learned about cements and primers and types of PVC and couplings. And other than the heat and the sweat, it's been quite fun. I'm clearly not great at anything that I do, but people do often say, how do you know how to do so much stuff? I like to get my hands dirty, try new things, and I am not afraid to fail. It's hard when you're looking at one project like this and somebody would say, do you know how to do that? No. Well, aren't you afraid it's going to break? It's not going to work, whatever. Sort of. But it's the next project 3 years from now when you got to do something with PVC and somebody goes, how do you know how to do PVC work? Because I wasn't afraid to fail the first time and the second time and the fifth time. You're supposed to be able to go through the same amount of primer as cement, and they come in like similar sized cans, but going through this twice as fast. The cement is a lot thicker. Oh, why isn't it going? Did it go? Maybe it did. Maybe I just put too much purple on the top. Oh, hope so. Oh, that was gross. Took my gloves off for a second, and my hands are all pruned from sweat. Took them off, and probably a ½ ounce of sweat came out. That is nasty. It's so humid it won't even dry. I'm gonna have to go get another pair. Maybe just dry my hands out a little bit. They haven't been in those gloves that long either. Oh man, there are times when it is very nice to have no hair. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should cut a hole in this little hole in the side of this hat to put this thing in. I'm so uncomfortable when it's warm or humid. I don't know. Like in the last year or two that I actually started looking up last night if there's something wrong with me, because it's not that hot in the mornings. It's not like I run out of energy. It's not like, I mean, I sweat wonderfully, but for some reason I just can't take it. I don't know if it's age or because I spent a year not moving around that much because of my back. I don't know. Next time I see the doc, I'm gonna have a couple things checked out. See if I have brain cancer or low testosterone or something, I don't know. Oh, you know what else I thought of just before I fell asleep? The one thing that's nice about a real air conditioner is it takes all the humidity out of the air, which this is not gonna do. When it's like 90+% humidity out, that's what we're gonna be blowing into the cabin. Cool, but very humid. So that might be another project down the line if this thing works. Try to invent something that doesn't take power but sucks the moisture out of the air. There's probably a very simple fix for that I haven't thought of yet. Yes, I could Google it, but I'm not going to. I'm not that kind of guy. All right, she's just about out of the ground. Now, how are we gonna do this? We could stick another whole piece on here, end up about here, build our box structure there. Or I've got like a 5-foot piece. Probably go to like there. Don't like to be too far away, do ya? Okay, thank you. He's a leaner, what can you say? Well, we have those two chunks, and just to keep them out of the landfill, we're gonna use them. Yeah, still way downhill. That should be, wow, that should be just fine. Oh, did I not glue that side? Oh no, I can't remember. Oh no. Maybe we just temporarily put this on here. Keep the critters out. That's not all covered in dirt, so temperature difference wouldn't be too huge, but I wonder if we could try this. Let me go crack a high window and open the cap on the other end in the cabin. It's not even quite 10 degrees difference at the bottom of the deepest part of the trench and the cabin. Now, if this works, the cabin's going to smell like PVC, cement, and matches. It's going backwards. Maybe it does take like a fan or something to get it going, because this is so downhill that the cold air in the pipe is probably going this way and, yeah, pulling the air out of the cabin. Which means pulling the hot air in through the window. Huh. Interesting. Super interesting. I mean, the cabin is only 70 degrees right now, and the coldest air in the cabin is on the floor, pushing the cold air through the pipe out here. It's all right. You can point and laugh at me. It's just fine. Physics isn't always my strongest suit. Well, it kind of is. Don't worry so much. We're gonna figure this out. Oh yeah. And also the window air conditioner. None of that's sealed around it, but it also can pull air right out. Yeah, of course this isn't gonna work. All right, what's next? I guess since we're already dirty and sweaty, we might as well finish the outdoor stuff. So somehow we need to make a wooden box around this. We don't want it to sit on the ground. You know what? I have the perfect thing for this. It's been in the way for, well, since I built the cabin. Is that like 24 by 24 or so? That's gonna work perfectly. Of course, it would have been easier to dig this out before I glued that last pipe on, but what are you gonna do? Get some of this loose duff out of here. That's almost soil. Yeah, much better. Look, you could have picked this up and handed it to me. Here. So useless. The bugs are getting a little thick down here, so we'll fill that in with what we can later on. So we just need a box big enough to hold this, to hold the filter, and then we'll just cut a hole in it for the pipe. Shan't be too hard. Now, what I could do is just edit this to make you think no time has gone by, but that would be a big fat lie. I was talking to Sarah, asking her what she's up to. She's like, I can't do anything. It's way too hot outside. I was like, it's kind of going to be the same here for about the next 3 days. So I said, well, why don't you come up? I have solutions, new, fantastic solutions. We just spent 2.5 days in the cabin with the air conditioning on, watching movies on the pull-down movie theater. It felt so bizarre and it was so fun. A couple of times we're like, we can't really just sit in here this whole time. Let's go outside. Go outside, that wall of like hot, wet air hits you right back in. I think we got through 3 movies and 1 comedy special, and it was freaking glorious. Today the heat broke a little bit. I am already sweating. I've only been out here like 5 minutes, but tomorrow, high of 71 degrees. Oh, if only the fall would roll in. Anyway, we need to build that box. We're trying to find cedar. Dang, what was this left over from? That's exactly what we want. Is it a trap? It's like too good to be true. 3/4 inch with the edges already ripped off and long sticks. If I put my hand in there, do like metal spikes come down on it? Guess we better find out. Pre-dried and everything. I don't know what's going on, but we're going with it. Wonder if we can find some cedar garbage in here to make corners out of. That is a nice piece. A little bit rotty, that's okay. Dang, we gotta fix my table. It finally dried out and cracked. Glue that tonight. Yeah, that's not helpful. Let's see, so it's actually nice that this is dried out, or as we professionals call it, seasoned, because I do want to caulk all these cracks. We don't want any bugs getting in here. So I think we pop all these back off, route those edges, just like the cabin. Just kind of like I do everything. You don't, seriously, you got to stop watching these videos. It's so repetitive. Guy comes up with a stupid idea. Guy starts idea without a plan. Guy cuts down trees. Guy melts lumber from trees. Guy makes silly wooden boxes and caulks in all the cracks with tar. Actually, this is, you got to keep watching this video. I'm using different caulk this time, just to blow your minds a little bit, because all this air is going to get sucked through this and into the cabin. My roof tar I use on everything kinda, I mean, it does stop smelling for the most part, but it can take a while, and I don't want all this tar smell blown into the cabin. So I got one tube, but I spent $8.50 on a tube of caulk. Yeah, they don't call me money bags for no reason, but I think it'll stank less. All right, let's take all of these back off. What kind of idiot are you? Maybe we'll finish building the box first. And just do like a lip around there that this thing can sit on, because we want that go on there. We'll have to caulk all that, make it fit nice and tight, and then this is gonna slide. Uh-oh, somebody didn't think this through very well. Oh, it fits. I was thinking this would somehow slide in here and then you seal it back up on the side, but I'm gonna change this about maybe every 5 to 15 years. So maybe we make it so we can just set this in there, seal it however we want to, screw the top on, and then if you ever want to check the filter, you just pull this back off. Oh, homemade lumber, not the same thickness. It's a good thing we've always got a fully charged lumber thinner routerator. Perfect. That's pretty good. It's actually fully squished in there tightly all the way around, so I don't think any bugs are getting around the edge of that. I've learned my lesson enough times doing this that it's worth taking a second before you pull any of the boards off to mark what needs routing. It's pretty easy to get them all flipped around backwards when you take them off. Not that I ever make mistakes, we all know that by now. Alright, I think I got all the corners and angles. Oh! Whoops. Didn't think this through. There's going to be water dripping out the pipe into the bottom of the box. Maybe I didn't need a bottom on the box at all. We could cut the bottom of the box out a hole. I probably have some screen around here, staple that around the edges. Yeah, and then we'll put feet on the box just to lift it up a tiny bit. Water can drip through the screen and run off the paver footing. Gotta go for a walk, buddy boy. I swear I have some screen around here somewhere. That is one tired dog. You know, whenever Sarah's around, he has to spend all of his time either touching her or staring at her. So he didn't get his normal 18 naps a day. Oh, you know what else we need while we're here? Might as well grab our bubble foil. Oh boy, oh boy. I think there's some under here, yep. Oh, that's metal though. Well, I guess we'll use it for now and try to remember to switch it out later. Probably won't last more than a season with water always dripping on it. Did I already say what the bubble foil's for? For wrapping the pipe between where it comes out of the ground and where it hits the cabin. Get all that nice cold air in there and don't want it to just warm right back up in the last 10 feet. You know what I just thought of? You already thought of it too, didn't you? If I just cut a hole in the bottom of the box, put this in there, the air is just gonna flow in through that and not actually go through my filter. I'm trying to think how else to get the water out of the pipe and through the box. I could think of some pretty weird ways to do it, but not with the materials I have on hand here, because I want to get this in by tomorrow. Perfect. I guess I'm done with that piece. Wow, the second I took that cap off, just a blast of PVC cement. Wind came out of there. Oh, man, we're gonna have to put a fan in this backwards for a day. Try to push some of those fumes out of there. Just because I'm gonna forget to replace this screen with fiberglass, let's double it up. That ought to drip right out through there just fine. And we've got a little bit of tip, so it'll run out through the bottom there. Let's see, we've got to caulk the bottom of it. We have to have the top off and the filter out in order to shove it on there and get the cap on. Why is it absolutely impossible to not stick your hands in caulk you just put on? It's like another force of the universe. It's like black handprints all over the side of this. Let's see, which way is this? Oh, up. It says it right on there. It's just going to be rain falling on there, maybe a little bit rolling off the edge. Most of it is going to run around and come off here. I could cut a piece of tin, oh, like drip edge. That's what we need. Got a piece of real drip edge and a little bit of flashing left over from something. I'm afraid there's not enough slope for this. I think it's going to make that whole thing stick up. Yeah, that's not going to work. So that's perfect. have left that a bit longer. So you get water on here, runs out there. Yes, I know this doesn't make any difference, but it's kind of fun to do. See that little flappy flap there? That's really going to change everything. That's going to keep the cabin 7 degrees cooler. Does anybody remember if I took the cap off of that when I put it in there? Before I closed everything up and put the filter in? I can't remember. I kind of feel like I didn't. That would be a huge mistake, wouldn't it? Huh. Now that would have been a problem. And I couldn't figure out why this wouldn't work. Gotta try to remember that's where I left that thing if I ever need it. Think this will go through there? I wonder. Yep. Well, there you have it. That's the end of this section. I think I'm going to go put the fan in the pipe. We'll blow all that stink out. Yes, sir. Can I help you? I really want to try blowing the air the other way and feel the coolness, but I think I've made a decision. This thing's either going to work or it's not. And me testing it now and seeing if there's 4 degree cooler air coming out of it, it's not going to do anything. Let's wait until it's all done and put together, try it, and just see what happens. So unfortunately, that amazing MacBook that I got, I think it might have hardware problems, and I'm not going to mess with it anymore, so I bought a new computer. You know, you can't get a computer shipped to the worm. It's just the way of things. So even though Sarah left yesterday, she's such a sweetie. She's going to drive halfway here, probably tomorrow when it's crazy hot in the afternoon, meet me, hand off the new computer. And then I got to spend a couple days transferring stuff again. And I sure thought I had the whole world figured out with that refurbished thing. And it's fine. It's easy to get your money back, but that's where the next few days of my life are going to go. Driving down and back and sitting inside. Luckily, this time with actual internet, getting that thing set up. And as soon as that's done, what do we have to do? Oh, you need a ride? You can't walk, right? Come on, buddy. You're so pushy, man. Register, and fill the whole thing in, and then we'll fire it up. You want to? Let's go up there and put the fan and the hose. It's not a hose, it's a pipe. It's a quality HVAC installation. Help, how do I get out of the woods? I know that's your favorite spot, but we might have to kick you out for a minute, buddy. Watch this. You want to see a command he's learned? Excuse me. I say it's a command he learned and not that I taught him, because I wasn't trying to teach him at all. Just every time he's in the way and I have to get around him, I don't know, it's just come out. Now we can be on opposite sides of the cabin. I could say that even in like a whisper and he'll jump up and move to a different corner. Looks like we're gonna need anatomy and physiology. Maybe human biology too. Ooh, that makes a cool sound. Yeah, it's got some serious stink to it. Oh, that's interesting. When I turned it on, all the air was shooting past it and it slowly turned around and went the other direction. Yeah, I can't smell it at all now. That was kind of cool. Oh yeah. You could feel the air getting pulled through there. A lot of air. Wow. Oh, you know what we should try? I get so sidetracked. Saw incense at the store the other day for $1, so I bought a few sticks just for this. Okay, it's sucking it through there. Wow. See how long it takes to slow down. Yep, it's slowing down. I want to try something. Let's get the air going really fast one way. You know, I almost wonder, I bet you can hear the flow having to get turned around. But yeah, do you hear it slow down? Now it's speeding back up. Getting blown straight out. Let's see how long it takes. I wonder which way the smoke's going to go right now. I think it's all going to go out through there. Yeah, it's still slowly going in there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Even if it warms the place up, at least we can say it did something. I'm in bad need of some lunch, so we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll get this thing wrapped up.